Hey y'all, so we're back. So first things first is I just washed my face. So I'm gonna go in with one of my favorite moisturizers, just by Glow Recipe. And yeah, I almost need some more because my bottle's kind of low, but whatever. And I just kind of like put a couple pumps on my face and rub that in. My skin has been like kind of like dry / oily, but more so dry. I'm gonna go in with my primer, and I'm gonna be using Bare Minerals Get Hydrations Primer. And I'm just gonna put a couple of squigglies. So I'm gonna be using the Milk Makeup Gel Brow Pencil. And the color that I got is, I want to say it's like dark brown something. It's the darkest brown that they possibly have, only because, like, let's face it, your girl's not getting away with light color brows. Okay, so now that we have our brows done, we're going to go ahead and take the pencil side, and we're going to literally trace the outside of our brows. So I like to do a line at the bottom, a line at the top, and then define my arch. And then I just fill it in. Okay, so now that our eyebrows pretty much look like little hairy caterpillars, which is cute, I just go ahead and brush them. I will then be going in to conceal them. And to do the Dark 2 Bare Minerals Pot Concealer, it just looks like this. I like it because it's creamy, but it's not too creamy. And then I'm just going to get one of my angled brushes. So I just have like a little angled brush. And I'm literally going to go back and forth in my pot a little bit. Then I'm going to take that. And I'm going to trace underneath my brow. Okay, so now that that's in there, okay, so once I have my brows done, I'm literally going to take that same concealer. I'm going to take one of my nice little sponges, and I'm literally going to take it and dab into the concealer a couple times. So, and then I'm going to do my eyelids. Okay, so once I feel like I got a proper coverage over my eyelids, I'm then going to go in with my Tarte Filtered Light Setting Powder. Going to take my sponge on its side, dab into it, and just press it on my eyelids. So we're going to go in with our BH Modern Neutrals palette. And I am going to start with this very neutral base tone. And I'm just going to grab my blender brush and basically kind of just like swirl into that guy a little bit. And that's going to be my base for underneath my brow. Okay, so once that's down pat, I'm then going to start working on my crease color, okay? So I'm going to grab a different blender brush. I'm going to keep with the same palette, okay? I'm going to start off, do I want a little pink, you guys? Okay, so we're going to switch. I'm going to do a little, so this is actually one of the palettes that I just kind of made. I don't remember what the color was, but I'm just going to take this color here and start on my crease. Right a little bit above my crease, but not too far into the brown bone either, because I don't want to take away from that neutral shade. So I like it. It's a soft pink base. So then I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to go in with this color here. Okay, now I feel like my crease is really, really soft. Now that we've got that, I'm going to switch brushes and I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to take my NYX Hot Fuchsia primal color and I'm going to take like a flat shadow brush to pick up a little bit of the color. And I'm just going to press it onto my lid. Now, if I was using the white base, this would come up very much pigmented. It's still pretty strong as is, but my base is actually a brown tone, so I didn't want it to be so strong. Okay, so that color's in there pretty well. I do want to do like a slight bright tone to kind of like give it a little extra pop. So I think I'm going to take this BH Cosmetics Nude Rose Nightfall palette and I'm going to find, this is actually like a concealer brush, but it's small. It's kind of like a detail brush, and I'm gonna go in with, actually let's just pop in some of this bright purple color here, and that's gonna be my inner corner color. Blah. Okay, so now that we pretty much packed in that color, we're going to go back in with a blender brush, that same palette, and we're going to go on with the darkest shade of purple. And do our crease. Okay, I'm going to deepen it a little bit more, so I'm going to take that same Nightfall palette and go in with this kind of like ultraviolet color. Yes, you guys, it's super smoky. You guys, I'm loving it. Alright, so that's pretty much it there. I do like to take like a wet napkin to clean up, or makeup remover wipes. So now we're going to go in with our foundation shade. For this, I'm going to be using Bare Minerals Bare Pro Liquid and Clove. Going to give it a good little shake. And I'm going to apply a couple drops to my face. Okay, so I'm going to take my sponge and just kind of blend it out. It looks very light at first, but it does tend to settle and oxidize a little bit. To match. And let me know if you guys want to see a video where I use the brush versus the sponge and show you guys the difference between the two. Okay, so now that we have our foundation on, I am going to go in with a little bit of, yes, I can't speak. I'm going to go in and kind of like carve my face out a little bit with the Fenty, I think it's called Matchstick. Yeah, and I got the color Truffle, so it's just like a little bit darker than my natural skin tone. I don't want it to be like too noticeable, so I'm just gonna use this guy, kind of do like a little 3. Okay, so just a little goes a long way. I want this to still be a very natural look for me. So I'm just going to take the sponge on its side and kind of pounce it to blend that in. Okay, so we're going to put concealer underneath our eyes. I'm going to use Tarte's Creaseless Concealer because it seems to work the best. And I'm literally going to do like a slight V formation. And if you guys are like, oh my god, that is light underneath her eyes, it's really not, I promise you. And I do like to take mine and cut it where my shadow is, just so it gives me more of a precise line to work with, okay? So I'm then going to go on with my Real Techniques Diamond Blender Brush. I'm just kind of going to like blend it out. Okay. Alright, so now that we have that all in there for us, I'm going to go in and set my face. So set underneath my eyes first. And I'm just using my filtered light powder from earlier. Okay, then I'm going to take my Morphe brush and set the rest of my face while this is setting.
Ever seen the stage going ape shit?
So we're going to let this sit and then blend it away. So what we can do now is we can actually go in and do our lashes. So I'm going to use my Bare Minerals Love Every Lash mascara first. Not necessarily because I like this, but because it's easier for me to use this and remove my favorite mascara than to put my favorite mascara on and I feel like it's put on my lashes. If y'all ever use my favorite mascara, then y'all know what it does. But so we're gonna go in with this guy while our setting powder's on, only because sometimes mascara will transfer down to my bottom lashes because they're really long. So I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen by keeping my setting powder on. So let's go ahead and do our lashes. So as you guys can tell, it does give a really pretty curl to your lash. However, I just like a really dramatic look. So now that we have that established, we are going to go in with my ultimate fave mascara thus far. It is the IT Superhero Mascara. This guy is super volumizing. The only thing I dislike about it is that it's kind of hard to remove. So that's why I usually do 2 coats of mascara. So let's go ahead and do under and over. Okay, so I don't know if you guys could tell, but it just did the work for your girl's lashes. I do kind of like a deep kind of sultry vibe. So I am going to go in with my Pacifica Natural Mineral eyeliner pencil and do my bottom line, and then I'm going to smoke it out with a little bit of purple. Alright, so now that we have that done, we are going to go ahead and remove this setting powder. Alright guys, so now that we have our face fully set, eyes on, brows on, like, we look really fleeky. Is that a word, you guys? I don't know. So I'm going to do a blush color. I'm going to mix 2 different shades. I'm going to go in with the strong pink, and I'm also going, this is the wrong brush. Don't use this brush, y'all. Here we go. Going with the strong pink, and I'm also going to go in with this kind of like neutral, kind of like tannish blush. I'm also going to use my 302 Real Techniques brush. Gonna go in with a little bit of pink, go in with a little bit of nude, bounce back to pink, bounce back to nude. That way I get a little bit of a pink tone, but it's not so strong where I feel like I look like I'm wearing like a crap ton of blush like some people do. there we go. We got our blush going, y'all. Don't we look cute? You guys, I love this look. Okay, so now that we pretty much got that down pat, I do like to deepen up my cheekbones, and of course I love to get brown to do it, but I feel like there's never a bronzer that's dark enough for me. So here's what I do, and y'all can judge me on it later. I take my Morphe 3502 palette, and this darkest brown color here, I like to use my 303 contour brush and roll techniques. Just tap into it a little bit. And contour. Okay, so now we're highlighted, contoured, our face is completely set. I am going to go on with a little bit of highlighter. I'm going to use a combination of the Becca highlighter. This one is Endless Bronze and Glow. I'm going to use my fan brush from Morphe. Kind of like sweep into the palette a little bit. Okay. Then I double up and I take my Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlighter. Take my brush into it and top it off. Okay. Now my face is all set with that. So I do want to add a little bit of color going down towards my neck. So I'm going to take my Rich Sand Tarte Clay Foundation with, what brush is this? This is a Sephora brush, but I don't remember which one it is. Oh, it's the Flawless Flat Powder Brush. And dust my neck a little. That way our color is taken all the way down, you guys. And then I just top that with a little bit of bronzer. Okay. So now that that's all done, we're going to wipe off our chapstick, lip balm, whatever. I'm going to put on my Bare Minerals Savage lip color. It's a nice little chocolate brown, but I don't want a super dark lip, even though this will be a look. So I'm going to take Swag, which is a matte lip color from them too. Add a little bit in the center to soften it. Okay, so now we have officially softened it. I'm going to take my NYX matte liquid liner to line. Give myself a slight cat eye, but nothing too dramatic. Okay, so now we've properly done our little wing liner. So you guys, we are pretty much good to go. So, do you guys like? I'm gonna get a little closer so you guys can really see, okay? Okay guys, so I want you guys to see what the makeup looks like once it's all done. So it looks really cute, pretty flawless. Thoroughly blended. So yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed the video.